Hello, today we'll read from the book of 2 Chronicles, the chapter 10. Mm, the kingdom of Judah. There is an explanation here. I don't know if it's from the Bible or it's just an explanation. Because this Bible is with lots of explanation on the index, or how can I say this? But here too at the title. After Solomon's death, the northern tribes revolt, and we read little more about them in we read into Chronicles. The remainder of the Chronicles recounts the alternating periods of apostasy and reform in Judah. In the end, Judah would not turn from its sin, and the tragic result was a 70-year captivity in Babylon. Sin in our lives will also lead to judgment and devastation. Although God's judgment may seem slow, it is nevertheless certain. Mm, this is just an index or something. Now let's read the Bible. The kingdom of Judah. The northern tribes revolt. Israel rebels against Rehoboam. Rehoboam went to Shechem. Rehoboam became the king of Judah and Israel. He wasn't the uh, division yet. Rehoboam went to Shechem. From all the Israelites had gone there to make him king. When Jeroboam, son of Nebat, heard this, he was in Egypt, where he had fled from King Solomon. He returned from Egypt, so they sent for Jeroboam, and he and all Israel went to Rehoboam and said to him, "Your father put a heavy yoke on us, but now lighten the harsh labor and the heavy yoke he put on us, and we will serve you." Rehoboam answered, "Come back to me in 3 days." Sometimes it's good to think at a big decision, to not take it slow. But sometimes I don't know how. So the people went away. The king Rehoboam consulted the elders who had served his father Solomon during his lifetime. "How would you advise me to answer these people?" he asked. They replied, "If you will be kind to these people and please them and give them a favorable answer, they will always be your servants." But Rehoboam rejected the advice the elders gave him and consulted the young men who had grown up with him and were serving him. Those young men, the people who were living like in a richness and without any, I don't know, about their education, how solid it was. Because when the lots of times, but not always, but lots of people, lots of rich people, uh, don't care about the, or they don't put uh, a nice, a real education on their children. Not all of them, but just few of them are more wise, or a few. I mean, lots of rich people are not so wise, or I don't know. I mean, or I think it's something different. The people who were poor and became rich, and they say, um, I've lived in poverty and so on. I want my children uh, to have everything they want, but they are uh, there is a loss in their education. And yeah, here, not education but going to school and study, or I don't know, but education to value the things, to have have something in mind, not just I want everything and uh, i I don't care about nothing, and so on. There are lots of mistakes there. He asked them, what is your advice? How should we answer these people who say to me, lighten the yoke your father put on us? The young man who had grown up with him replied, tell the people who have said to you, your father put a heavy yoke on us, but make you our yoke lighter. Tell them, my little finger is thicker than your father's, than my father's waist. My father laid on you a heavy yoke. I will make it even heavier. My father scourged you with whips. I will scourge you with scorpions. Wow. 3 days later, Jeroboam and all the people returned from to Rehoboam. As the king had said, come back to me in 3 days. The king answered them harshly, rejecting the advice of the elders. He followed the advice of the young man and said, my father made your yoke heavy. I will make it even heavier. My father scourged you with whips. I will scourge you with scorpions. Wow. So the king did not listen to the people, for this turn of events was from God, to fulfill the word the Lord had spoken to Jeroboam, son of Nebat, through Ahiah the Shilonite. Yeah, but let me ask you, why God spoke to Jeroboam, son of Nebat, through Ahiah the Shilonite? Something like that. Why? God is in control of everything, of the past, the present, and the future, and is not a solid evidence, a solid reason to fulfill the word the Lord has spoken. But why? Why the Lord has spoken such things? Why? Because even the people of Israel had not yet been so far away from God. Solomon was with God. I mean, he made the temple, he built the temple, and so on. But he had other lots of wives and with other gods. But still, it did not yet happen something bad, as we will see in the future. Why? Why is that? I don't know. When all Israel saw that the king refused to listen to them, they answered the king, what share do we have in David? What part in Jesse's son? To your tents, O Israel! Look after your own house, O David. David. So all the Israelites went home. But as for the Israelites who were living in the towns of Judah, Rehoboam still ruled over them. King Rehoboam sent out Adoniram, who was in charge of forced labor, but the Israelites stoned him to death. King Rehoboam, however, managed to get into his chariot and escape. to Jerusalem. So Israel has been in rebellion against the house of David to this day until the two Chronicles were written by I don't know who. Two Chronicles, wow, Ezekiel and okay. That was the chapter. May the God bless me, protect me, and delight me in the next chapter too. And if you want to listen there too, but what we can learn from here is to sometimes it's better to consult the elders, not the young man. But still, this case was for the elders, and lots of cases will be for the elders because they were living uh, more years than us, and they had experience, and those elders were with Solomon. I don't know why Solomon didn't care about his children. I mean, they had everything they want except education, or I don't know. How could Rehoboam do such thing and listen to the young men who were now very weird? I mean, your father to be the wiser man from the our world, and you to be nothing like him. It was, it, yeah, because sometimes it's not genetic. The wisdom is your choice to be a wise man. It can be genetic or to live in a family with such education, like you are looking at your father and you see that he's looking for wisdom and so so on, but still for wisdom better looking for God. uh but sometimes I don't know. Okay, but you have a mind too. You should choose the the best choice from here. I mean, why would you listen to the young people, young men? Because they were there for his friends. I don't know. Better is to become friends with elders, with wiser men. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, that was the chapter. God bless you all and goodbye.